Good evening, everybody, and how are we doing? It's a Monday. It's an exciting Monday. Good to be back. Still happy from yesterday's win. I'm happy. I know you're happy. Of course, there are some guys who won't be happy that United won, but hey, United won. I'm happy. And Bruno Fernandes yesterday surpassed another a club legend in terms of the assist records. Bruno Fernandes is ranking higher and higher in terms of PL assists, and he has surpassed Paul Scholes. So today we are just going to have a chat. Is Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United captain, a legend? Or does one become a legend after leaving the club? Is Bruno Fernandes overhyped? Do we need to put in the same category as the likes of Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Beckham in terms of a club legend? So that's what we are going to discuss today. We are going to have it all today. As usual, get involved in the chat, like the stream, subscribe, as well as share the stream. Let's get people coming on. So before we even go to the topic of the day, I'm still excited about that win. I'm happy with the 3 points, as I said in the watch along, but very, very, very concerned. Very, very concerned about the performance. Because yesterday, that game did confirm something we all know, that Manchester United players choose when to turn up, choose when to play, choose when to show up. Yeah, so it was a game of two halves. The first half was pathetic, was embarrassing. Crystal Palace were balling, they were dominating. I don't know what Amorim did in the second half. Probably he punched some screens there or kicked some buckets or kicked some players, because the second half he played well. Now, there has been a huge debate online, especially on X, regarding that game. The Amorim outers, the Amorim out FC, the Amorim out gang were saying that, oh, that win was down to individual brilliance. Well, let me know what you think, because for me, I believe individual brilliance is part of coaching, is part of tactic. Is part of tactic. I mean, a coach takes advantage of individual brilliance. They can't ask a player to not be brilliant and ask the player to play the way he wants. Basically, like the coach is controlling the player with a controller, like a PS game. So for me, I am, after calming down yesterday, after just calming down, having the whole day to think about the game, it's an amazing result, because Crystal Palace have been unbeaten in the last 12 matches at home. And United breaking that record, beating Palace, coming from 1 goal down in the second half, of course, with set pieces. Set pieces are part of the game. And I'm glad that United scored 2 set pieces, because I can't remember the last time United scored from set pieces. The first half, Joshua Zirkzee was not playing well. He did not have a good game. I believe I mentioned his name like 200 times across the watch along. And then he goes and scores an amazing goal. He scores an awesome goal. And credit to him. He did well, saw the run, read the move, and he was able to score, which is probably the goal of the season, because it was from a very tight angle. Jordan Henderson couldn't save it. And you wonder how he was able to score from that angle, because it was not on the inside of the keeper, but on the outside. And it went into the far post. No one was expecting such a move. And when I looked at the highlights earlier this morning, it reminded me of that Zlatan goal. You remember there's a goal that Zlatan scored that way, as well as Paul Pogba. there's a goal that Paul Pogba has scored that way from a very, very tight angle. And yeah, let's give credit where it's due. Yeah, Joshua Zirkzee scored a good game. He didn't have a good first half, but in the second half, he played well. And if he can continue putting in performances like he did at Palace in the second half, then we won't have worries when Sheshko is injured. Right now, Sheshko is injured. And if Zirkzee performs like that versus West Ham on Thursday, that's good. That's good. So, breaking that record, United beating Palace at Salah's Park, it's it's close to, or it's at the same level as beating Liverpool at Anfield, to be honest. Because Palace are a very, very stubborn team. Crystal Palace is a very, very stubborn team. It's a very, very stubborn team. Because Crystal Palace, what they do, they play very, very good football. They are very, very aggressive. They know how to limit teams to play. They press well. You saw how they were pressing versus United. And one of the things that I liked about that game is the fact that the players didn't give up. When you were doing the watch along, when you were watching the watch along yesterday, I remember one comment asking how are United going to get 2 goals. Basically, by the time halftime was there, no one could see where the goals could come from. And coming from behind to win, that's amazing. That's amazing. So one of the things that I liked as well is having this man back. This this guy has been missing in action for quite some time. And having seen him back, it was just amazing. Lisandro Martinez coming back to play for United, been missing since February, been injured, hasn't played, and he came back. Even if he played a few minutes, it was good to have him back. Yeah, as I stated, you will see him earliest December, and it was good to see him playing on the last day of November. And it's another good squad option we have. Luke Shaw has been performing well, but at least having Martinez there, I hope the team will improve. He's a fighter. He's a bully. We need a lot of bullies in that team because United were playing soft. If you look at the first half of the Palace game, United were playing soft. But to have Martinez back, that's another highlight for the weekend. It's amazing to have Martinez back. And we hope that Cunha will be back. Keshko will be back. We need a full squad. He got a few minutes. He played. I like the fact that he started bullying people from the time he came in from the start when he got minutes on the pitch. And it's amazing. I'll tell you, it's amazing. For me, it's just I don't even have words. We've missed Martinez. Martinez is the butcher. He's a tough guy. He knows how to tackle. He's a leader. And having him on the pitch, having him back, it's good news for United. It's good news for United. Maguire is still injured, but with Martinez there, and of course, when Martinez now that Martinez, oh, why am I zoning out? Now that Martinez is back, it means that Aiden Heaven will be sent out on loan in January. And it's a good move because Aiden Heaven is young. He needs to have that experience. Of course, we know he's a good player. But I would prefer instead of him sitting on the bench, because even right now he's not getting game time. Martinez is back, means he will move down further down the pecking order. So let Eden Heaven go out on loan. So it was amazing to see Martinez back. And of course, breaking that Palace record. I mean 12 games unbeaten at home. And you know what? A lot of fans are still complaining about it. It's like some United fans wanted United to lose so that Amorim gets more pressure and is sacked. And it doesn't make sense, honestly. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So I'm wondering why. Why would you want your club to lose so that the manager is sacked? Why do you want the manager to get sacked? I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand. Because I mean, I'm trying to adjust my TikTok screen a bit because TikTok are telling me that my camera. So I have two cameras now. Last time they told me that my stream was blocked because if you're on TikTok, the first screen on top is the virtual camera for whatever is on YouTube and Facebook. And now the one below is now the actual camera. So TikTok again having issues. So I don't understand the fact that United, someone calls himself or they call themselves United fans, and they don't want the club to win or they don't want the team to win just because they don't like Amorim, just because they want him gone. And when you look at this record here, if I'm to share this record, I mean, since September 20th, United have lost 2 games. 2 games since 20th. If we look at the last 5 games, United have won 2, drawn 2, lost once. And two of those results are against big teams. For example, the one draw is versus Tottenham. We know Tottenham have had a good time versus United. And the recent win is versus Crystal Palace, who are also very, very good. So you look at that record and now you wonder, how come? How come United fans, some United fans, are not happy with that record? What makes them not want to have such a record? You look at since 20th September, it's a win, loss, win, 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 draw, draw, loss, win. That's a good run. That's a very, very good run. And among those wins is a Liverpool win away at Anfield. And you know, on our WhatsApp group, I posted this photo yesterday and I asked, why doesn't it feel like a good run? Why doesn't it feel like a good run? It feels like it's not good enough. Honestly, it feels like it's not good enough. You look at this run, you compare it to Liverpool's, you compare it to City's, you see that United have been having a very, very good run. So I don't understand why. I don't understand why it doesn't seem like a good run. Honestly, I don't. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like United have been having a good run. But honestly, it is. It is. It is. A win, draw, draw, loss, win across the last 5 games. If we span it to 10 games, there are a couple of wins there as well. It is a good run. It is a good run. And again, breaking that Palace record, these guys haven't lost at home for the last 12 games. Last 12 games, they haven't. They haven't at all. So now, what I wanted us to discuss today, is Bruno a club legend? Is Bruno Fernandes a club legend? Because there has been a huge debate. There has been a huge debate online on whether Bruno deserves to be called a club legend, whether he deserves to be among the greats. And you look at what Bruno achieved yesterday in that game. Let me just share the screen. You look at what Bruno achieved yesterday. Bruno is now Manchester United's 4th all-time assists maker. So he has surpassed Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes is now 5th with 55 assists. Bruno now has 56 assists. And remember, Paul Scholes played longer than Bruno. So the third person there is David Beckham with 80 assists. And if Bruno continues with his form, we know that he can. And if Amorim finds a solution to play Bruno up further ahead, and United decide to keep him, he might even surpass Beckham. But a player who came in the 2020-21 season and getting that many assists, I believe Bruno should be regarded as a club legend. Probably the word legend comes after someone leaves the club. Probably we'll start appreciating Bruno more when he leaves the club. But you look at that, I mean, Paul Scholes, all of us adore Paul Scholes. All of us say Paul Scholes is a club legend. But you look at that list, Ryan Giggs, Wayne Rooney, David Beckham, now Bruno Fernandes is part of that list. And then Paul Scholes. So there has been a huge debate online. Is Bruno a club legend? Should he be considered a club legend? Is he worth being called a legend? Or is he being just overhyped in the stats era? Because right now everything is all about stats. Guys no longer look at what has a player, what is a player contributing to the club? What is a player contributing to the team? Back then, we used to have players who we were just using our naked eyes and saying these players are amazing. It wasn't the stats era. You remember back then in the Barclays Premier League, the BPL, we didn't have a lot of these stats. We didn't have them. So you look at those stats, you're like, okay, well, if we use the data, then he needs to be a club legend, because I mean, surpassing Paul Scholes in all-time assists, then he should be considered as a club legend. So Ayatollah on TikTok, you are saying, let me laugh. You're tired. Why are you tired, my friend? Why are you tired? You are not seeing double vision, first of all, because TikTok is forcing me to use my camera instead of the virtual camera. So that's why I have two screens. Let me see whether I can just make it one. TikTok is forcing me to just have one screen. So guys on TikTok are not viewing the graphics I have on YouTube. So I think I'll just stick with the normal camera and have the graphics on YouTube. So if you guys on TikTok want to enjoy the screen grabs, the screen shares, the graphics, if I'm displaying a photo on there, head over to YouTube. Click the subscribe button, because now TikTok, it's becoming a headache to use when it comes to the lives. It started with lagging. I changed the setup. Now I'm getting all these issues that the stream can be recommended. But anyway, Ayatollah, let me know, why are you why are you laughing? Why are you tired? So as I was asking the discussion, Bruno, yes, Bruno, we know he has his days. He has his good days, he has his bad days. So the discussion that has been online, and personally I've been also asking myself the same questions. We know that Bruno is a very good player. We know that United struggle when Bruno struggle. United struggle when Bruno is not available. And having a look at the contribution he has had, you start from the top. For example, the trophies he has won. You look at the trophies he has won at United. Other than the FA Cup, there is no other major trophy, really, to be honest, because he's played in 2 European finals. He hasn't won any. You look at, he has an FA Cup, he has a Carabao Cup, but he doesn't have a major trophy with United. If you compare him with the other legends on this list, then you look at this list. Number 1, Ryan Giggs with 162. Number 2, Wayne Rooney with 93. Number 3, David Beckham with 80 assists. So you look at those names there, you look at Ryan Giggs, he won multiple Premier Leagues. Wayne Rooney the same, David Beckham the same, Paul Scholes the same. So when you start at that point, looking at, for example, the number of trophies each has won, yeah, someone might have a point like Bruno hasn't won a PL, Bruno hasn't won a Champions League. or a Europa League. So if we ranking, basically we are ranking him based on a stat, assists. He's the captain. Now, when you go to the captain's discussion, can you consider him a club legend when you compare him to the other captains that have played for Manchester United? The likes of Roy Keane, Nemanja Vidic. At some point, Ryan Giggs was also a captain. Wayne Rooney was also a captain. When you compare now Bruno as a captain to the other club legends who are captain, then there is another fair point. Like his leadership, you can't compare his leadership with the leadership of other club legends who are captains. Yeah. So there are fair points either way that Bruno is overhyped because we live in an era of stats. Because whenever guys want to say Bruno is providing output, they'll start giving stats like assists, goals, saying that Salah and De Bruyne are the only two players that have uh, provided more assists compared to Bruno since he came in. But now when you go to the other spectrum of, let's compare the other points like leadership, consistency, because we know Bruno is not very consistent. Bruno has a way, and Casey also said it in the midweek debate. He has a way of not being consistent, and then he does something that makes everyone forget how inconsistent he was in a game. For example, when you look at that Crystal Palace game, the 2 assists Bruno provided probably has made everyone forget. Has made everyone forget what Bruno did in the first half. He was poor in the first half. He was really, really poor in the first half. Not only him, other players. They were poor in the first half. And I said, for United to get the next level, they need to start looking at transitioning players like Bruno for United to get the next level. So for me, I would say I would consider him as a club legend because he came in at a time when the club is not being run well, inconsistency in terms of leadership. The environment has been toxic. He's trying his best according to the environment he's been provided. If Bruno came in during the faggy days, or if Bruno, let's say, was in a team like Man City, in a team like even Arsenal, Bruno will be considered among the great players in the world. But just because he plays for United, an environment that is not good, an environment that is very toxic, he will have that inconsistency, he will not have a correct output. Another thing is, since Amorim came in, Bruno has not been playing in the position, in his preferred position. He's been playing much deeper. And Bruno is the sort of player you just need to give a free role. Just tell him, you go and play. Let the other players protect him. Like if Bruno had someone like Elliot Anderson, someone who can just do the dirty work and allow Bruno to do the creative work, Bruno is good at that. So let me know what you think about that. Do you think we should start considering Bruno as a club legend, or is he overhyped based on the stats? We just use the stats and say Bruno is good. Bruno should be considered as a club legend because these are stats. Back when we used to watch matches before the stats era, we just used to look at players and say, this player is good. This player is a club legend. Like the days of Roy Keane, the days of Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, all those players, we didn't have stats. Guys were not concentrating on stats. They were concentrating on the individual contribution to the team. But now with stats, I mean, you look at Van Dijk, guys are saying he's better than the likes of Vidic, Rio Ferdinand. Then when you start having that discussion, guys start pulling out stats. So, yeah, let me see a comment on YouTube. Chipmunk 10, you're saying, in this situation, he is a legend because we don't have better. For sure, we will only remember him when looking back at the worst time for United. Yeah, yeah. Chipmunk, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. Right now, we can't consider him as a legend until he leaves. It's like the situation of you don't know what you have until you lose it. You don't know what you have until you lose it. So it's the same case. For me, I consider Bruno a club legend. I mean, what he's done for the club, however much I keep saying that for us to go to the next level, he needs to go. I'd still keep him. If United can sign better players to play around him, I'd still keep him and play him as one of the tens. And play him as one of the tens. Bruno, he is Bruno. He's a human. He will make mistakes. He likes mourning. He likes doing all those. But those are our expectations. If you look at what Bruno has done for the club, he came in during all his time, and he's achieved a lot. He has achieved a lot in terms of on pitch goals, assists. During a time that the club has been going through issues, he has lifted the FA Cup, he has lifted the Carabao Cup, he has been in 2 European finals, that is the Europa League. Unfortunately, he hasn't won them. But still, if you take Bruno out of United and put him in a team like City, team like Arsenal, team like Chelsea, Liverpool as well, or Real Madrid, Barcelona, right now Bruno would have been in the Ballon d'Or discussion, if we are honest. If you are honest, Bruno could have been in the Ballon d'Or discussion, but because he plays for a poor team, a United team, and you look at still, he's getting all those assists. I mean, Bruno has been playing without good forwards. Bruno has been playing without good forwards. Imagine you put Bruno next to Haaland, or you have Bruno and Salah, or you have, let's say, Bruno and Isak. Bruno will have had even more GAs, if we are honest. He will have had more assists. Probably will have surpassed Rooney by now. Because Bruno, like Haruna is saying on TikTok, it's a poor team. He's been playing in poor teams. Remember Bruno's output when he had a very good season is when we had good players. You look at back then, we had Pogba, we had Mason Greenwood, we had Martial, Rashford. And that's why Bruno exploded, because he had better players around him. Pogba, McTominay, Fred, they used to do the dirty work. They allow Bruno to do the creativity, to have the creative role. But since then, Bruno's output has been close to zero. They are far in between. You look at Bruno's assists like this season, they are very, very, very few. Very, very few. There was a time Bruno was United top scorer. He was popping up goals. I remember the game he scored. Was it the Everton game? He just looked at the keeper, just chipped, and it went to goal. He was playing with confidence. He was playing with freedom. But right now, that is not his role. Yeah, we might say Amorim needs to play him higher, but again, what options do we have? What options do we have? So Haruna, you're asking what will happen with Euro, as well as why can Amorim remove Bruno from midfield? Let me start with the Euro one. I'm a bit concerned. I'm a bit concerned about the young players in the squad, because it seems Amorim wants to build their mental capacity. He wants also to protect them from what is going on in the club. There is a lot of toxicity. There is a lot of negativity in the club, and it's like Amorim is trying to protect those young players, as well as he's trying to toughen their mindset. He's trying to make them mentally tough. You look at Len Yoro, whenever he has a bad game, everyone is on his back. He starts feeling down. You look at his confidence right now, it's shattered. Yes, we will say it's Amorim. We will say the manager does not know how to manage them, but as well as ourselves as fans, Len Yoro slipped. He fell. What did the fans do? What the fans do? started bashing him, including myself. I started bashing him. We are expressing ourselves, but in this day and age, players are getting a lot of negativity. So one thing I know is, yes, there is a concern that most young players are not getting game time, but if Amorim is protecting them, if Amorim is just shielding them, making them mentally tougher, making them ready for the challenge, because playing against teams like City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and fighting for the title, it requires a lot of mental toughness. It requires a lot of mental toughness. You look at these players, they are so used to the social media hype, the online hype, the media hype. And when they don't get that dopamine effect, most players nowadays, they play according to the social media hype. If the social media hype is not on their end, if the wave is not for them, their confidence is shattered. If the wave is against them, confidence is shattered. And these players also have a part to play. Because I mean, these players, you find that they go to the gym, they record their video training, they record themselves training. You're already placing a huge expectation on yourself. You know, you're already placing a huge expectation on your back. And one thing I like that Amorim is doing, he has told them, no, you won't do that again. So far this season, you haven't seen a lot of players going to social media. Dogu did it last week, and he had to apologize to Amorim. He liked a post, a negative post. He had to apologize. Recently, you haven't seen players going online to post stuff. So what Amorim is doing, I support in the sense of these young players need to have a strong mindset. Because look at this team. Look at this team. They are starting to have that mental toughness. The old United will have been beaten 4-0 by Palace, will have been beaten by Nottingham, will have been beaten by Tottenham. The Everton game, it was just one bad game. But you look at all the other games, United are fighting. They are fighting. When they came out for the second half versus Crystal Palace, there was a fight. So now these young players, if you bring them to this team, they are no leaders. There are very, very few leaders in that team. These players have come into an environment where players come to United for money. Imagine if Lenioro came into an environment where you had Fabio, you had Rafael, you had Evra, you had Vidic, you had Ferdinand, you had Johnny Evans, Smalling. Like Smalling and Phil Jones became good defenders because they came in an era where they found tough guys. They found leaders on that pitch. Right now, young players are coming in. They are not finding any leaders. Look at Mbumo right now. He's starting to fade away because there is no leader. There is no leader. There is no one to tell them, hey, look, this is a tough club. This is a tough space. You need to play better. You need to fight harder. When I looked at the game when it was ending, as I was just chatting, Mason Mount was the one having a chat with Yoro. The rest of the players are celebrating. They are celebrating the win. Mason Mount is the only player who was having a chat with him, was trying to encourage him. You look at Casemiro. How many times have you seen Casemiro go to a young player and try to advise them? They don't. They don't. Probably they do it behind the scenes. We don't know. We are not there. But on the pitch, we need leaders. We need guys to tell these young players, hey, come on. It's a mistake. We'll get it. Next time you'll tackle him. Next time you'll get him. So right now, young players like Kobe, you find that something that has affected him is when he came in, he got a lot of hype. A lot of hype. And one thing guys won't admit about Kobe, I think now I'll just change this to just chatting. One thing that most guys won't accept about Kobe is Kobe after the Euros has been poor. Even before Amorim came, Kobe has been poor after the Euros. Then he got injured, he got out of form. So he has been poor. And you remember Kobe was the hype of the season during the Euros. England's darling, all that. But since then, the hype went down. The hype went down, and it's affecting him mentally. I mentioned in one of the UKG midweek debates that you look at Fergie's time, I think the only youngsters who used to come and play all games, when that happened, the only youngsters that came to the squad and played a lot of games were Giggs, Scholes, Rooney. They came in and started performing. Like Rooney, when he came to United at 18, he was already playing like a senior player. He was fighting. He was kicking guys. He was running. But when Ronaldo came, how many games did he play? When Ronaldo started at United, very few. Very few games. Back during Fergie's days, young players used to go out on loan. Then they come back. They get a place in the first team. Look at Pogba. He wasn't patient. He decided to go to Juve. Yes, he went to Juve and performed. That's fine. But you can't compare Juve's pressure to United's pressure. You look at Ahmad, what is helping Ahmad right now? He went out on loan to Rangers, to Sunderland. And now he's playing good football. He's a fast teamer, consistent. Garnacho was affected by the hype because he came in, played a lot of games. Kobe the same, came in, played a lot of games. How many players have we seen at United young? You remember the likes of Adnan Januzaj. Adnan Januzaj came in, was playing lots of games. Where is he now? Where is Adnan Januzaj now? So this era we live in of social media hype is ruining our players. If I'm honest, it's ruining the players. They are concentrating on getting one for the gram, getting one for the TikTok, for the reels. And when things don't go well for them, they can't look inward. They start blaming the coach. Like Garnacho, he went to Chelsea and has changed. He's now working hard. He's now comfortable sitting on the bench. But when he was at United, he didn't want to sit on the bench. So he went there, he found that, oh, the rules here are the same as the ones we have at United. Then now when we want Amorim to have those rules, we yet complain that now he's not playing the young players. Yeah, fine. He's the coach. He decides. He decides. If he sees that he spends these hours, he spends 5 hours a day with these players and sees, yes, you are good on the ball, but mentally you are not ready. He's the coach. He's the coach. So now to answer about Bruno from midfield, we don't have options. Again, we don't have options. Casemiro played more minutes than we are used to seeing him. And when he was on the pitch, you saw what happened. United performed better. When Ugarte comes on, nothing. Ugarte is also young. He's 23, 24. Mental toughness, nothing. He doesn't. You look at Kobe, he came on the last 10 minutes. Yeah, he played well. That's fine. But we don't have options. If, let's say, United go on to get someone like Conor Gallagher, probably Bruno will play as a 10. Probably Bruno will play as a 10 during the AFCON period because Mbumo and Ahmad will go to AFCON. So we need a 10 option. Sheshko, we don't know when he's coming back. So we might have a midfield of Casemiro, Mainu, or Casemiro, Ugarte. And then Bruno plays as a 10. Because also Cunha is the only other 10 we have. But one of the options that I would like to see Amorim try out, because he did try it out in the Crystal Palace game, in the build-up to getting those 2 goals. He played Mason Mount deeper and allowed Bruno to go further ahead to play up front. So Mason Mount was dropping deep and then allowing Bruno to roam. So if he can do that, then that's fine. That's fine. Kobe won't play, but as long as United is winning games, I don't mind who plays, who doesn't. And guys, I don't understand where this attitude came from. this player is not playing. Why is this player not playing? Back when United had a good squad, we were not asking such questions. I'm seeing a comment here, Nani, Chicharito, Gigs. Admire those profiles of the same feathers. Haruna is saying on TikTok. Nani was on the bench. Nani, back then, to me, personally, I consider Nani better than Ronaldo. Because Nani dribbled way better. He had creativity. He was running. He could take on lots of players. To me, back then, I used to consider Nani better than Ronaldo. Honestly, because even when I watched Nani at Portugal, at United, Ronaldo sometimes used to waste a lot of balls in terms of passing. He seems to hold on the ball a lot, dribble a lot. But Nani used to dribble, move, and pass. If he gets a chance to shoot, he goes inside and shoots. But of course, injuries hampered him. But Nani was on the bench. Chicharito was on the bench. There's a time he came on, scored a hat trick. I never saw fans complaining that, oh, Babatov is not performing. We have Chicharito. Why is Chicharito not playing? It's just this social media era. Everyone feels entitled. Right now in social media, everyone feels entitled because they love a certain player. Probably they invested to have their name printed on the shirt. They feel they must play. No. We've had great players. Jisun Park. How many games was Jisun Park playing for United? We always saw Carrick. We always saw Scholes in midfield. Jisun Park had specific games to play. He never complained. We never saw the media ask questions. Why is Jisun Park not playing? So this social media era has really ruined football. This hype era, this stats era, this GA era, this run era, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those. It has ruined football for the young players. It has. In my opinion, that's what it's causing issues. Because if a player doesn't play, oh, we make noise. The other day, everyone was complaining, oh, Cunha is not good. Cunha is not good. Play Zakzi. Sheshko is not good. Play Zakzi. Zakzi comes on, has a poor game. Then they go quiet. Zakzi has a poor first half in the Palace game. So they now stop blaming Zakzi. They blame Amorim for the tactics. They don't even know what they want. These blue tick merchants, they don't know what they want. They say let a player play. The player plays, has a poor performance. Then they start saying the coach is the problem. These guys spend more time online than the coach spends with the players. The players train an average of 5 hours a day. These guys are online 24/7. And then now they form an opinion. They know better than the coach. Social media era. And it pisses me off, to be honest. It does. It does. Haruna, you're saying, I think Dogo and Yoro are good players. Let's support them. They will be on form still. Yeah, they are. As I said, number one, these players set them up for pressure. They set them up for pressure. During the summer break, Dogu, Yoro, they were posting videos of themselves training. They had that belief that this training is going to be good for my season. I'm going to perform well. And then they create attention to themselves. Guys now have an expectation. Oh, these guys are training, they're lifting weights, they are running, they have personal coaches. And then when things don't work out, the attention is already on you. The spotlight is already on you. So guys now start saying, hey, this guy is not performing well. We thought he trained well. He should be performing well. You look at players who usually don't put the glare on themselves. They don't put a spotlight on themselves. They don't have a lot of pressure. Like Mason Mount, I don't think I even saw one training video of Mason Mount. So the expectations are low on Mason Mount. The expectations are low. Because personally, I didn't see any training video, any hype video for Mason Mount. he's just playing his football. Maguire. I've never seen a training video of Maguire with a personal coach. But whenever he plays good football. So all these young players, if you look at them, what's affecting them is the fact that they expose themselves for criticism. They go there, they take training videos, they tell their social media managers, their whoever does their PR, they edit the video, they post it as a reel, they post it as a TikTok, they post photos, all these things. Then they create an expectation. Then when that expectation is not met, the guys start criticizing them. Then they are mentally not able to handle that criticism. So if the young players are listening to this, or any other person aspiring to become a player, a professional player, don't expose yourself. Don't make yourself work hard, make yourself an asset. You'll just get the money. Like right now, Ronaldo is making money whenever he blinks. Whenever he blinks, he's making money. He's making loads of money every minute. Every second, he's making a lot of money. But when he started, he didn't have all this PR of, can you take a video of me lifting weights? Can you take a video of me shooting on goal? Can you take a video of me swimming? No, he was just concentrating on his football. But now these players, we know everything they do. Their personal coach, they go to LA to get a fitness plan, all those things. Creating expectations, building expectations. And then when those expectations are not met, we all get disappointed. They can't handle the mental stress that come with the criticism. So the same fans will kill you when you don't hold up the expectations. So Haruna, you are saying next game play Martinez. No, that will be a risk. I agree, play him, but don't start him. I would say Martinez to play, but don't start him. We need to bring in Martinez slowly into the team. Like he got, let's say, 10 minutes. The next game he gets 15. The next game he gets 30. Like that. Build his fitness bit by bit, so that he's ready to play the full game. But if you start him, you are risking him getting an injury again. So even when Sheshko comes back, he shouldn't start games. He should start as a sub, get 15 minutes there, 20 minutes there, and then now he starts getting games. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, Bruno for me is a club legend. And one thing I appreciate about Bruno is he tries his best. He works hard. He makes sure that he's doing his best for the team. My only concern is he's been in a poor team, which exposes a lot of his weaknesses. If Bruno was playing with a great team, his weaknesses wouldn't be as exposed. And we've gotten to a point that United are or were so reliant on Bruno, such that if Bruno does not have a good game, United won't have a good game. Second half was different from first half. First half, Bruno didn't have a good game. The Everton game, Bruno didn't have a good game. Second half, Crystal Palace, he had a good game. And that's why United scored. Like those 2 assists from set pieces, just Bruno having a good game with his individual brilliance. When I started the show, I said, having this run of 2 losses in the last like 10, 12 games, it's a good run. It's a good run. So I agree with Haruna on TikTok. He's saying we still have a long way to fix. Yes, we do. And trust me, I've gotten a lot of abuse for saying this. Even if you sack Amorim, you haven't solved the problems. The new manager will come in, he will change the formation, let's say to a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 or even a 4-3-3, win a couple of games. In the next few months, we are back to the same hole we were in. Right now, United are struggling to get out of that hole, and they are doing well. I mean, look at these stats. Look at these stats. These are how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 losses. 2 losses. Yeah, in case you're on TikTok, you can't see the graphic. Please jump over to YouTube. You'll be able to see it. So these are 2 losses in the last 9 matches. 2 draws in the last 9 matches. That's still a good run. If you compare it to Liverpool, who's spent close to £500 million in new signings, still a good run. You compare it to City, still a good run. Still a good run. So, yeah. What did I want to do? What has happened to my screen now? What has happened to my screen? Now everything is ruined. What did I touch? What did I touch now? Let's see. Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah. Sorry about that. So one thing we need to be realistic. We need to lower the expectations. Like when I did the preview of the game, I said a 1-1 draw. More so now that Mbumo, Ahmad, Mazraoui are going to AFCON, we need to lower expectations. We will say this Amorim, that. But did you see the bench United had yesterday? Did you see the bench? Did you see the options Amorim had on the bench in a very, very crucial game? Right now, Amorim is in the top 6 with that squad. Compared to Liverpool are behind United. United are close to second. They are close to third with that squad. So imagine you give him the players he wants. Yeah. So thanks for being on the live. I've enjoyed the discussion. Haruna, you are saying is Gallagher a CDM? Yes, he is. He is a CDM. He's good defensively. Let me just say that Gallagher is good defensively. I would take him. I would take Gallagher. I would take Conor Gallagher, to be honest. I will take him at United. But if I was the one having negotiations with him, I will tell Conor Gallagher, even if you're coming, there'll be a point where you won't be starting games. You will be a squad option. You look at the reason as to why he wants to leave Atletico Madrid, it's because he's not getting game time and it's a World Cup year. So it's more of a personal issue, like I don't want to say selfish, but a self-ambition that he needs to play so that he can get a place in the World Cup squad. So when you look at a player like that, a player who wants to play, he wants to move, to get more game time, and he's coming to United because United have spaces in midfield. He can't play, he can't start. The question is, if United sign him, and United are going for younger targets, they are going for Baleba, they are going for Anderson, they are going for Wharton, would Conor Gallagher be aware and be ready to become a squad option much, much later? For example, United signed him in January, and then over the summer, United signed 2 other midfielders, and now they tell him, hey, look, as much as you left Atletico Madrid because you're not getting game time, we've signed these 2 players. These are the 2 starting players. For you, you'll be on the bench and you'll get game time, let's say, in cup games in Europe, if United make Europe. Would he accept? Because I wouldn't want to go for Conor Gallagher, because the way this board operates, the way the United board operates, if they get Conor Gallagher, they won't go for 2 midfielders in the summer. So let's say if United are planning to go for a 2 among Baleba, Anderson, and Wharton, if they get Gallagher, then they will be We only get one now. Still same problems, recycling the same problem. So for me, I'm ready to be patient for United to sign the right midfielders. Nagalaga, for me, I would have him at the bottom, very, very bottom of that list of 7 midfielders that have been, as well as players like Anderson. Anderson is a good option. Anderson of Atalanta is a good option. But for me, I would still ask the same question. If United sign Anderson, then what happens to the other top targets? Because whenever United signs someone, they'll just say, "Oh, we were to go for these 2 people. Now you already have one, so we'll only get one." So if the main targets are available in January, let's go for them. If not, let's just be patient. So thanks, guys, for being live with us, with me as well. I apologize for the fans on TikTok. I'll try as much as possible to sort out this camera issue. It seems their policy on the camera. I used to have like now it's camera on TikTok. So I watch it on TikTok, but nowadays it doesn't work. It also forced us to stop using the desktop